Hello and welcome back. Today we've got another £500 worth of £2 coins to have a hunt through. We're looking for commemoratives, ones with more than face value. Ideally though, we want one of the few we're missing in the book. We need Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland, that's the rarest £2 coin in circulation. Olympics Beijing and Rio handovers. Mary Rose, World War I Navy Centenary with flag error. We haven't seen one. They are fairly uncommon. It's an uncommon coin itself, but the flag error itself even less frequent. And then 2021's Britannia, if ever it gets put into circulation. We've been waiting some time and I've still not seen any that have gone into circulation. So let's get into this bag and see what we find. Right then, I'll show you in the first bag what we're looking for. That is technologies. We don't particularly want this design. There are some lower minted years, just not low enough I think they're worth keeping. But anything else commemorative like this, which is Brunel's portrait. It's Isambard Kingdom Brunel. Obviously there are two Brunel coins, both of which are fairly common coins. But that is all for that first bag. So, this is the first time I'm recording a £2 coin hunt after the sad news that unfortunately the Queen has passed away. This is Trinity House, another fairly common coin, lovely design though. But yes, I don't know how many weeks it's been since the Queen's passing. Obviously I record these videos quite a few weeks in advance, but it's been a little bit strange, I must admit. It's still even, well, it's less than a week since it actually happened, the news broke, but it's still weird to get used to. This is the World War I Army Centenary. Now check for rotation error, because some of these got rotated errors. Nope, that's fine, the Queen is facing the right way on this one. And then we've got the edge inscription, which should read "For King and Country." Happened for the first time in 70 years. We have a king that served. But yes, there's lots of questions from coin collectors. There's lots of misinformation about. We put together a really comprehensive video on everything that we know or can extrapolate from previous successions about what's going to happen with coinage over on the Britannia Coin Company. So if you haven't seen that video already, I highly recommend it. But the long and short of it is that all these coins with the Queen on it will remain in circulation. That's the Active Union, another fairly common coin. So yeah, they won't. Oh, there we go. Charles Dickens, another common one. They won't be actively removed from circulation. I've heard some people saying that they will slowly be filtered out of circulation, which is true in a sense, because the shelf life of a coin is 30-40 years, and then when they get damaged, beaten up, or they get lost, then they're replaced with new coins. The same that happened to coins during the Queen's life. Obviously the older coins in circulation were filtered out. It's not going to be like decimalisation or the removal of the old round pound, for now at least, unless there is a change to the design concept of a coin. So like with the old pound coin got totally redone, if the £2 coin for instance is to be totally overhauled, then all these coins would be withdrawn. But there are no plans, to the best of our knowledge, is for that to happen. This is Guy Fawkes Gunpowder Plot, another common coin. But yes, there's obviously a bump in prices for coins. There is a large interest in the coinage. People buying mementos of the Queen's reign. Some people buying coins worrying that they're going to disappear. This is the second Brunel, Brunel's achievements, the archers at Paddington Station. Nothing else there. So next big question. King Charles III. Not the name we all expected, I must admit. It totally does make sense. We've known him as Charles for many, many years, the longest heir apparent in British history. We've got the VE Day anniversary there, St Paul's Cathedral. Another common one. So I totally get. We all know him as Charles. If he was to change his regnal name, then it might be a bit of a juxtaposition, but I can totally understand that. I was hoping you went for Arthur because you could pick any of his names. Charles, Philip, Arthur, George. George being the bookie's favourite. That's Trinity House again. And that one is Charles Darwin. Quite nice quality actually, isn't it? There we go. Another fairly common coin. Getting a good spread of the common coins today. But yeah, they were the sort of the highlights. So when will King Charles appear on coinage? Next year, 2023. He'll start being his likeness will be minted onto our coins. Active Union there for the second time today. But yeah, previous precedents. The Queen will carry on being minted on coins for this year. There won't be any more circulating coins struck, but the coins in the long store will serve a purpose should more coins be required. If I guess in a totally unprecedented time where the Queen has died, the Royal Mint's long store has run out of coins and they need a certain denomination, I'm not quite sure exactly what happens there. I imagine they would just mint more coins. This one is Lord Kitchener. Now you need to check this one because there's the mule error. It should say £2 at the bottom on the obverse or the head side, which it does here. So that's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with that. But it's going to be strange having. Oh, there we go. VE Day anniversary. Second time today. It's going to be strange having the possibility of finding two monarchs in our change. Obviously, not so strange for those of us that remember or used the decimal system. The pre-decimal system. So in 1971, when the UK changed to a decimal system, there was the only one queen. It has been the only one queen. This is Charles Dickens again. So before that, obviously, it was possible to find Victorian pennies in your change, which is quite neat. So a whole range of monarchs, and from next year we'll start to see King Charles III filter into our change. Another Charles Dickens. But no, I anticipate sort of bumps in interest in coin collecting from outside of the hobby, at least for the time being, whilst the Queen's passing is being mourned. And naturally as well, what's that? I just think it's just the light catching it. DNA double helix, beautiful design this one, even if it's a fairly common coin. And that's the Acts of Union again. A few of those today. So yes, during the period of mourning, there's heightened interest in coins, I think, from coin collectors and people outside of the hobby. The coronation will be a bump in interest as well, I would imagine, and then the anniversary of her death next September. There's a couple there. VE Day anniversary, as we know, very common coin, and Guy Fawkes again. But no, it is strange. I think I mentioned on a 10p coin hunt, it's almost like this image that has been the present for so long. You think nothing of it, and now that portrait, or one of her many portraits, are consigned to the history books. Although naturally still used in change, but that's a past monarch now, which is quite odd for many of us. I don't know what that noise was. Something's falling over there. For many of us who, in her 70-year reign, people have been born and died knowing only one queen, so it is very strange. Brunel's achievements arched at Paddington Station, and there's our first find that's over face value. One of 3 Shakespeare coins. This one's histories. There's also tragedies with the skull and the rose, and comedies with the jester hat. This is the more common of the 3. Edge inscription, that's what I'm going to check for. The Hollow Crown is what it should say on this one, which it does. There are no known edge inscription errors on these coins, but there seems to be quite a few 2016 errors cropping up from time to time. That's Lord Kitchener. Again, says £2 as he should. Not a mule error. That would be a really cool coin to find if we got lucky enough to pick one of those up. But no, I'm not quite sure what I would do if one of the denominations that I hunt through on a regular basis were demonetised. This is Florence Nightingale, one of my favourite circulating designs. I guess I would just have to do as much pre-recording as I physically could. The £2 coin, I think there's a somewhat danger of them, because there seemed to be such an influx of fake coins, which is what drove the move to redesign the round pound. It's just another achievements, Archers at Paddington Station, that's Brunel. Ooh, that's a nice one. London Underground Train, not one we need for the book, but the coins that are over face value I keep for my wider collection. So yeah, lovely, lovely coin. Our second one over face value. It's been a while since we added one to the book, but that's always the way when we get down to the last few. As I've said in many videos, oh, there's Brunel's portrait again. As I said in many videos, I really want to tick off Commonwealth Games Northern Ireland before we get stuck just on that coin, because when you are stuck on the rarest coin, like getting stuck on Kew Gardens, there's always that little nagging voice in your head that says, just start a new book, start a new book. Then we've got Britannia. The current definitive design, it replaced Technologies as the definitive or non-commemorative design in 2015. That's the rarer year. 2016 being a little bit more common, still a desirable coin. And then 2021 is the only other year we know should be circulating. All the other years are NIFC, not intended for circulation. 2016, one of the more common ones, still over face value there, and a lovely coin. There is obviously the question with the definitive coinage, whether it'll remain the same for Charles III. Oh, look at that. Shakespeare's comedies, beautiful. Should say all the world's a stage, which it does. Very, very nice. Just bump these along and sit it next to the other Shakespeare, I think. Pardon the slight cut, I had to sneeze, and I'm sure you don't want to watch me sneezing. Well, we've got 3 bags left. So yes, will a change in monarch create a change in the definitive coinage? There's been precedent for that previously happening, so it very well could. I was a proponent of the rumours that there might be new definitive coinage on the horizon anyway, for totally unrelated reasons, and I was excited because previously new definitive coinage has been open to a public competition, which I think would be fantastic, and I would totally be taking part in that, because as a coin collector, what more could you want than your own design being minted on coins in circulation? That'd be so cool. Anyway, we draw on to the last bag. For those of you that have watched this far in the video, as ever, links are in the description to my coin collecting Discord server. There's also links to my social medias, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, the PO box address you can write into, and the Britannia Coin Company, who I make videos for as my day job, so please do check that out. As ever, I'm going to check the coins off the side for rotation errors. I haven't explained that yet. If you take a coin with £2 at the top, the date at the bottom, and rotate it 180 degrees, that's the way the queen should be facing. And then for the commemoratives, I will also check for their rotations and the edge inscriptions too. Rotations and edge inscriptions are all fine, but I have got 2 interesting finds. This is the least more interesting. It's just a little bit of extra cud just on the inner ring of the Technologies wheel there, which I thought I spotted, so I'll keep that. That's not going to add particularly much or any value. In fact, you see, I think there's a bit of cut up there as well. But what is more interesting is this one here. How close can we get before we lose focus? That's nice. So 2010 Technology, if we turn it around and just look at the text. So this is what's called a double die obverse error. And I've been keeping an eye out for one of these for a long time and not come across any recently. But today, lo and behold, it finally turns up, so I might have to start mentioning that in the videos because I thought they'd all dried up. I think I've had a couple in the past, but nothing recently. But it's not your eyes playing tricks with you, that is just doubling of the lettering on there, which is very, very cool. And not something we see too often at all. So, in terms of our star finds, we're going to go for these 4. If I can get my hands to work. Lovely, lovely coins. So, so let me know in the comments what's your favourite coin for today's video and all it leads me to do. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for more coins. Bye.